Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to Shakti's Gift. I'm your host, Marigol Era, Ayurvedic wellness coach, creative force, and unschooling mother. For the past 4 years, I've been living my daily life according to Ayurvedic principles. Ayurveda, which means the science of life in Sanskrit, is a traditional systems of medicine with roots in ancient India. It emphasizes a holistic approach to health by balancing the body, mind, and soul. It utilizes natural remedy, dietary guidelines, and lifestyle practices to promote well being and prevent illness. I just want to be real clear with you guys. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a psychologist, but I am very passionate about this human experience and I'm all about being as sovereign as possible in our health. In this podcast, we will not only talk about Ayurveda, we will also meet a lot of wonderful people who are driven by the Shakti's gift of creativity, transformational force, and feminine power. So you'll be in contact with a lot of amazing beings who are doing the work, they show up, even if it's freaking hard, and they evolve. Because that's what we do. Our human life is ever changing. It is our nature to birth and bury new ideas and projects and to follow the seasons of our lives. So I invite you to grab yourself something to drink, get yourself comfortable, and let's dive deep into Shakti's gift. Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to the third day of the launch party. What did you think about the first solo episode of Shakti's Gift? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it. So, I want to thank you so much for being here today. I know it's a bit late, but since we're still in January and I haven't really got the time to tell you, I wish you a fantastic 2024. So, in this episode, we're going to talk with my friend Mayher, who was in the first version of this podcast. So, in the last episode that we did together, we talked about healing ancestral wounds, and May told us her amazing, incredible life story. This time around, May is back with new services to offer the world. So, we talked about Akashic Reading, or how she calls it, the Book of Life, and we talked about numerology, which is her specialty. I feel so blessed because May gifted me with a forecast for the year so that I can actually experiment her new offerings. And I have to tell you guys, like, her new services are just wonderful. I went through all the information that she gave me, and I was just speechless because there is so much knowledge in there. It's just amazing. So, the way she provides this information is very practical. There are like monthly calendar that you can print out and have all the information in hand. Plus, these calendar look so great, so they're fun to just like put on your wall. Yeah, so if you're interested to know the energies and influences you will encounter this year and prepare you for the unexpected changes that life can bring, I deeply recommend that you contact Mayher for booking something with her to have her forecast. So I'm gonna let you listen to our talk, the one that we did together, and let me know in the comment how has been your 2024 so far. All right. Hi, May. Welcome to the
Hi,
Shakti's Gift. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. So happy to see your face again. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too. And we worked together before you were on the first version of this podcast, and I'm gonna link the first interview we did together in the comment down below. But now you're coming back with new services and like so exciting news that you're coming with. So you want to just jump right into it and talk about those.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for 2024, I have several new services, a few new services, and also I've been working on some digital products help um, to help incorporate numerology into your daily life. And so, um, but yeah, so first and foremost, the services. So I have been just furthering my um, knowledge with numerology, and I have learned just a ton more, and it's opened up just new opportunities for me, as well as a sense of remembering why I've been so engulfed in numerology and becoming a numerologist. And so, one of the services that I do have now for 2024 are readings from the book, Your Book of Life. And so you know, I don't know if you want to like jump into just talking about how I came about this. It is a very magical story that I do want to share. But
Yeah.
those services will be tailored around reading from the Book of Life. So not only will we be learning your past, your present, and future influences in a session with me, you'll also be receiving um, energy healing services. And so it is just all, I think for the last 2, 3 years, I felt just this urge where I wanted to step away from just providing readings,
Mm.
um, or providing readings and my energy healing services separately. And so when I discovered numerology, um, somehow that was like the glue that put everything together.
Yeah.
So now there's just this magical um, life-changing package that I want to offer, which is just diving into your energetic footprints, along with healing every aspect of it through Reiki, through healing and clearing your Akashic records, and teaching you during that session how to connect into the Akashic realm yourselves to embark on your spiritual journey. So I feel like I've now become this bridge where I am stepping forward to help just create that bridge, because we have our spiritual journey and then we have our physical journey here. And
Yeah.
when it comes together, it becomes our purpose journey. So yeah, those are my new services.
That is so
Uh,
cool. I'm so glad that you're incorporating the Book of Life. Maybe we can just like explain a little bit what is the Book of Life for those who don't
yeah,
know, because this is so
yeah,
interesting.
and right. And so I was super excited today just to connect with you because I want to share my story of how I actually, um, how this Book of Life kept on reappearing in my life, and how I actually was using it even before I learned it through numerology.
Hmm.
So I have been channeling Archangel Metatron for almost a decade now.
Hmm.
And when I first met Archangel Metatron, I met him as Enoch. I like
Hmm.
all of these names, like I live a very busy physical life. So during that time, it didn't give me an opportunity to actually dive deeper into all these spirituality aspects of who these beings were. However, I was always a channel for spirit. And so when Enoch um, started mentoring me, it was through a time where I was beginning to really accept the fact that I was channeling angels.
Hmm.
Uh, and a couple years after working with Enoch, the frequency of Enoch had changed. It became this vibrant diamond-like energy,
Hmm.
and it was a high vibing energy that just brought so much clarity. But with that clarity, it also, and when I say diamond-like energy, it was because it was a reflection of every single aspect of who we were. And so when I started working with this energy, um, I started working with Metatron. And just kind of going back through the history of where I was working was like, if you actually research about Enoch and Archangel Metatron, um, Archangel Metatron is actually the higher version of Enoch.
Hmm.
So it was the ascendant version of Enoch. Um, so
Nice.
um, yeah, these figures. like I said, it was a magical journey, just because without reading, hearing, or even knowing who these individuals were, they were coming to me with information, with teachings that has helped me on my journey, as well as helped me help other people. And so working with now Archangel Metatron, um, when I started working with him, and he was sharing with me just different healing techniques, just different channeling, um, different channeling. Well, he taught me how to strengthen my channeling. Um, he would he introduced me to the Book of Life then, and when I first discovered the Book of Life, I would see two light pillars, and when I in your spiritual eye, when you gravitate towards a certain pillar, you begin to download information about a certain individual, and as that grew, um, somehow those pillars started expanding. And those pillars that started expanding, he was just telling me that it was just layers of this book that I was reading into. And so when I was doing my channeling, or I was helping people on their journey, I was being pulled into their Book of Life. And back then, I wasn't too sure how to communicate the Book of Life. Um, and I started researching it, and the Book of Life was tied with with your Akashic records. It was the very blueprint of your energetic frequency in all places, time, and spaces that you've been a spark with, all your connections, all your experiences. And so I I started what I was explaining of just channeling from your Book of Life, but I was using the terms, um, diving into your Akashic records. So I am certified as a Akashic reader and a healer. And so started um, I started using a modality just to introduce people to their Book of Life. And as I dived into numerology, and during this phase of um, furthering into advanced numerology, it was reintroduced to me as as a numerologist in a different light. And ever since then, it was like it really has just helped me become really content with who I am. Because now it's like not just was it spiritually guided and led into learning about the Book of Life. Now I actually have access to an ancient practice through numerology um, to help read more, to help dive into every single facet of who you are. Basically, in this ancient practice of the Book of Life, there's what we call 52 houses, and in those 52 houses, we're working with an individual from how they're thinking to what they're feeling, to the actions that they need to take here in the physical realm, to what they need to integrate and how to ascend. So it's actually a full-blown picture of um, every single strand of energy frequency that we share, that we co-create, and we experience together as beings. And so as you dive through those houses and you're talking through them, it allows me to tap into the energy frequencies, and where we pick up stagnant or any blockages. I jot them down, and then towards the end of the reading, um, I help you access your Akashic records to heal. And the way how I have, I don't like saying this word because I don't like holding myself up here, but it is a level of mastery. It is a sense of a level of mastery where I can help you actually gain access into your Akashic records, help you to feel it, on all levels, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, um, uh, to learn how to clear your own records. Because one session with me will not, these experiences that we have will always be a part of who we are, but to lessen the burden of these experiences, the pain, the hurt, whatever it is that's holding us back, and to have this new tool or technique to help you um, clear those energies, so that you can, you can fully live your purpose,
Mm.
your desired purpose says. um yeah, it's just this whole magical journey. So this book of life is just really, the more that I dive into it, it is the way how I see it in my spiritual eye is, when I connect with people, um you know I connect with their spirit. And so when you see their spirit, which is just a golden orb, and you see the rays, just like the sun, where it's expanding to, the connections it's made, where it's touched, where it's been, you get to kind of follow those frequencies to see what happened during this time or during this experience, and how it's impacting you in the present, and how to move forward so that you can, so that your future can be, um, thriving with more ease, through
Right.
challenges and obstacles. So those that's essentially the book of life, and the story of how I fully embodied, um, I guess, reading from the book of life and helping you better understand, your purpose here. Um, there is, there is one spread that, is the overall package. And so we go through your 52 houses.
Mm.
Once we talk about each strand, and each strand of energetic frequency that we experience as beings, we work through clearing those records, through the Akashic realm. Um, it is just, it helps you for this journey of your ascension process.
Mm.
And so that's that. And then I am offering that, like, in a smaller package as well, where we're just doing, what I am calling an abundance breakthrough. Um, it really taps into the energy frequencies that are in abundant, whether they are, um, high vibrational or low vibrational. We're going to tap through those and help clear those out of the way too, so that um, you can start at least the process.
Mm.
And then there's also a general, uh, uh, 3 question. We can walk through any energetic footprints of, whatever you feel that may be stagnant. So it could be like, financial abundance, health, love, career, relationships. So those are the 3 new services: is the abundance breakthrough, just a general session, and then the grand solar session, which is, again, the overall package. At least 2 hours long.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
That's for
those-
sure.
yeah, so that is the book of life. It is where 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 your energetic frequency exists, whether it's in time and space, parallel to another dimension. It is by far the most accurate and most powerful reading that I have ever experienced. And when I actually got certified to move forward with reading from the Book of Life, um, just doing these readings, it was just such a, like, it was just such a magical experience working with, my clients and my friends and some of my family members, just to kind of, like, um, get experience before I actually start offering the services. And it was just like, it's been just such a beautiful and powerful and life-changing experience. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't further elaborate how it is. But so yeah.
It's
um
fascinating. It's just fascinating the way that we can actually tap into something so deep that
yeah.
has so much knowledge of who we are, who we were, who we will be. Like, it's just so
Yeah.
fascinating to me. Like, what
Yeah.
kind of feedback do you have from people?
So I think the most important thing is just how 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 it resonates, I guess, like going through each energy frequency that we may experience on the spiritual, emotional, um, I'm saying this all opposite, but the spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical level, and having that resonate on a level so deep and profound where, like you have those aha moments, or you're just kind of left like, literally this this reading is giving me just huge confirmation of everything that I felt inside and that I've experienced on the external. Um, just knowing that, it resonates with others.
Mhm.
And then also their experience of healing the Akashic records. I'm just like mind blown. Like, um, to have you feel that experience and how it feels like to actually wipe your mind clean of
Mm.
all those stagnant energy. And then, like I have this process where after, we gone and cleared those um those energy footprints that no longer serve us, it's almost like, I go through a practice of like having them re-feel those feelings that made them stuck in, whether it's pain, the suffering, the anger, the like whatever low vibrational energy it is. It's like, and then to have them try to think about it or to feel those feelings again, and they're just kind of like, it literally is gone. It's
Mm.
gone. Um,
Mhm.
that's the magical process in this.
Yeah.
Um, and so, and then me teaching you how to clear this, it is a teaching. It is me teaching you how to do it. You and I both know that although we try to let go of certain things, where our human experiences, uh, throughout our being, our experience here, we will come across triggers that will bring those services up. But to now know how to clear
Yeah.
that and continuously do so, um, it's just beyond magical in my experience.
Yeah,
Um,
that's for sure. Yeah, that's
yeah,
for sure. That's so helpful to have that kind of tool because, as you said, like it's always going to come back. There's always something's going to come back to trigger that. So, as we can be
yeah,
able to clear that and not being so attached to it,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's,
So, I mean, it's just I like I said, I just feel doing this for being in service of light energy work for so long. I mean, I don't know what so long is, but I feel like I've been this way all my life, so it has been a long time. But to finally actually just feel so content in my work, where it's like, just stepping up into a different mastery level of um, just that whole confidence, like, wow, truly embarking on my purpose journey, and I wish for the same for everyone. And so this book of life is really just access into the Akashic realm, to walk through your different experiences, you know, whatever time, space, parallel, or you know, um, whatever it is, wherever your energy has been. Um, it helps you, but gain a better understanding of those experiences, so that you can move forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is
So
so cool. I
yeah, does
love
that
that.
make sense about the book of life though? I'm sorry. It was such a vague explanation. Um,
Well, I feel like the book of life itself is kind of, like that. It's fascinating how we can
yeah,
actually tap into that kind of information. For me, it's just
yeah,
it's out of this world.
yeah, and to kind of dive deeper into it, like when before. So when I when an Archangel Metatron first shared with me, the Book of Life, um, I again, I was seeing it as just two pillars of light, and um, till this day, I try to go dive back into like what it was. But I think during that time, he was teaching me how to practice, just the giving and receiving of information. And that's why, where whatever I touched, I was able to like whichever pillar I you know touched, it was giving me, just different information. And as I moved forward and I went through a process of seeing different layers and then seeing different rays, um, it heightened my um, experiences of the Book of Life. And I mean, if I have to say it, I mean, when you think of the Book of Life, it is not necessarily a visual book where you read from. It is, when we're talking a book, we're talking about an object that contains information. Um, we learn from it, and it stands through all times. These
Mm.
stories, your stories stand through all times. And so, um, and it just seems like everything's just captured in one bubble with each ray of
Mm.
experience that you've experienced in the past, now, and depending on where these rays are leading you, that defines your future. um,
Mm.
and so it's a very just sacred and ancient, like, um, I don't know what you call it, modality or technique or tool to learn, to
Mm.
possess, and to share.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What would be your biggest breakthrough that you encounter for yourself with the Book of Life?
um well, honestly and magically and almost scaringly, because I'm still trying to wrap my head around this, or my fingers around this, but it is actually now. It is now at my age. Um, I am this is my last year of my 9-year revolution. And to speak about that and stepping into a role of not only providing insight into helping others understand better um, the experiences and situations that they're going through, but to help them, to really, really help them um, learn how to feel energy frequencies and how to use those frequencies to um, better their lives. Um, I guess it really nudged me into the teaching role, and that's what
Mm.
I'm really these services are really encompassing in just an overall learning experience. My whole goal in life was always to help create tools to help people on their purpose journey as well. I mean, for the longest, that I knew from a very young age that I because of my sensitivity with energy and reading and channeling and seeing things from young as a child, um, I knew that I wanted to help people, because
Mm.
I think I struggled a lot with going through these experiences and not having someone there for me, and just trusting in my spiritual counsel,
Mm.
my spiritual guides, just to kind of walk me through. And I think when I let go and let them all in, that whole lonely self learning experience really propelled me to want to help other people who were just like me, who
Mm.
didn't really understand um, what was going on or needed help. Um, so I think just learning from my Book of Life that this is where I need to be, and then me being very content. Like this, there's just this powerful magnetic pull where now that I've made that declaration that I am going to help teach people, I can't even speak the words of. I can't talk about who I was, you know, last year. It's really strange. I don't know what happens. Like something just wiped my mind, and I can't move backwards.
That's
So I just
amazing.
have to stop moving forward. So that is what the Book of Life has taught me, is just that all these experiences, everyone that I've met, all of those experiences, who I am today is who I will be for the next two evolutions of my time here.
Nice.
Mm, I'm again, this is my uh, so in numerology, when we talk about numerology, there's four phases of evolution, and it usually occurs after your 30s. I've actually had two readings where there were like around 26, 28, very young star seeds. And
Mm.
but me embarking on this second cycle of my evolution is just stepping into mastery of you know the inner purpose of wanting to help other people. Um, so
I love it. You're
yeah,
glowing.
thank you. I don't know.
Well, you're the proof, like you're your own testimonial. You're glowing. You're
Yeah,
magnificent.
thank you, thank you so much. Um, I don't know. It's been a long time coming. It's been a huge struggle. I mean,
Mm,
just that lonely feeling, that misunderstood feeling, sometimes even shameful feeling of
yeah.
being different. Um,
Yes.
It's insane.
I
So
know,
I
right?
feel like it's been a long time. And we've talked here and there too, and you've walked a similar path, and so now it's just like um, we're right where we need to be
Yes.
for this part of our evolution.
Yeah.
The digital products that I've been working on, talking, just kind of flowing in line with um, numerology. My purpose as a numerologist is helping people learn the different energy frequencies through numbers and symbols.
Mm,
And so when I started on my journey to become a numerologist, in order for me to become familiar with the energy frequencies themselves and to learn how to work with them, I created calendars for myself to remind myself every single day of what frequencies are at flow.
mm,
And now um, with forecasting, there's multiple layers. We're talking about the universal energy year, and then
mm,
we're talking about your personal year, and then the layer after that I like to look into is your personal month. What energy are you feeling on a universal month and on a personal energy month
mm,
um, uh, alignment. And then we dive into the actual days, and so it's almost like when we're talking about the universal 8 year, it's like we understand that this year the predominant energies are going to pull us in directions of finding balance
mm,
spiritually and physically. um, Spiritually and physically, the frequency of 8 is a very fast paced energy. We're thinking about the A, where we visualize the affinity sign, and that affinity sign, it's like, I mean, when you actually look it up, it moves really fast and
mm,
goes at a certain frequency in order for you to maintain that balance. And so, although it is calling and call is us, although the action for us to implement this year is to find balance in all things and experiences and people that we meet, balance, with, as far as spirituality and physically, it is also a very fast frequency. And so I kind of feel like if you're not in tuned with just understanding where you stand in this universal year, your anxiety levels may heighten.
Mm.
Um, and so when we're talking a personal year now, we're talking more of that internal expression. So the universal energy frequency of 8 is more of a collective energy. It's what the universe is providing us. And
Mm.
then personal year energy is more of an internal reflection of how we want to show up for other people.
Right.
And so depending on where you are at with your personal year, and you can find that out by adding your month, the day of your birth, and the current year. That will be, you'll add that and then reduce it to a single number. Um, you, that that's how you'll find out your personal year number. And because we're working with forecasting and dates, times, and spaces, what's void are master numbers. And so the 11s, the 10s, 11s, 22s, and 33s are I don't use that in forecasting. And so wherever you are, personal year 1 through 9, that's how you will express, that's how you will feel that you need to express to the external world. So you'll have to and I'll help you figure out your duality after I kind of peel this layer of numerology. And then we dive into the personal month frequency, the universal month and the personal month energy frequency. And so whatever month we're experiencing, that's another layer of expression and emotions and influences that we're experiencing. Again, being that the universal monthly energy is a collective energy, we would have the dualities with our personal month energy frequencies. And then we dive down to the universal and personal day energies. And so these calendars that I created were, so what you'll get is actually in package. So you'll get an actual numerology forecast of what to expect this year as far as collectively on universal year. And then it'll share details about what you'll experience on your personal year. And then kind of dissect down to month and days. And so that's that. And this numerology forecast will just talk about the influences of how the transcendent essence cycles, which are derived from your name, and that goes from your birthday to your birthday, how that impacts the actual universal and personal year. And so it's like a lot of information compacted. It's like 28 pages long.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then within this package, I've also created like a personal like monthly calendar for 2024. So every single month, you'll see a personal, you'll get a personal monthly energy forecast for yourself, and then the other digital product that's included in this package is a digital daily calendar that you can download into your iCal or your Google Calendar. And so every single day you'll be prompted with what universal energy day is at play, along with what your personal day energy frequency, what the dualities are. When we talk about dualities, it's that number that you get. How can I say it? It's that number, the difference of. I'm gonna chop this, but so it's basically like, for example, today is an energetic, a universal energy day 3. And my personal day is 2, and your personal day always remains. It is just the day of your birth reduced to 1. So I was born on the 11th. That makes my personal day 2. So every single day you want to minus 2 from the universal energy day, and that number that you get is your duality. And understanding and knowing that number, that duality, helps you flow with. It helps you understand the possible challenges that you may phase. When I checked, so this digital calendar, because it's on my Google Calendar, every single day in the morning when I wake up, I get a prompt. Oh, it's a universal energy day 3, and this is my duality. My personal energy day is a 2. The universal energy day of today is 3, so that makes my duality 1. And because my duality is 1, that energy frequency of 1 will it urges me to focus on anything new. And we talk about 1 in the frequency of 1, not only is it new beginnings, new relationships, new expressions. It's talking about that the getting to know our inner self. And so it's almost like, as I go on about my day, I find out, just like I woke up with an energy of just getting my, like, with this huge sense of urgency, this magnetic pull to just hurry up and get my Linktree stuff out, because I'm procrastinating on it. I'm trying to learn Linktree, but I've been procrastinating on it because it's been the holidays and everything. I just woke up, I was like, oh God, I gotta get that done. Yesterday I was my actually reset day, and I didn't even realize it because I was so busy. But so your reset days are actually when the universal day of that month lands on your personal day. So yesterday, universally, the energy of the day was a 2, and because my personal energy of the day is 2, that's our day of rest and reset. And I was like, oh, no wonder I didn't want to do yesterday.
That's so interesting.
I wanted to sleep in all day.
Right.
Yeah. And then along with this digital daily calendar, there's also I follow celestial events. And so I'm always into like full moons, new moons, super moons, eclipse, solstice, oppositions. And so I have that all in there so that we can get our daily reminders. But the most fascinating thing that has helped me throughout the year, that I've added into this digital daily reminder, is when the moon goes void of course. Have you heard of that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So it has been the moon void of course has been such a little saver for me, like a savior. Like so the moon void of course is when the moon is in transition into another planetary sign, and because it is in transition, there are no celestial events aligned with it. So when the moon is void of course, it is best to just be in a meditative or resting state. What you don't want to do is you don't want to make any contractual agreements, or you don't want to commit to anything. You don't want to like sign any loans, or you don't want to create anything that is binding you with something or someone else, because the planets and stars, and there's no celestial event that's supporting, that's aligned at the moment to help you. And so it's been such a huge it has been such a huge thing for me, because I think when I first learned about the moon void of course 2 years ago, and I started implementing those time frames into my daily practice. Now the moon void of course happens for seconds, minutes, several times throughout the year. It happens for a couple of days, but when that happens, I was always wondering why some days, multiple days throughout the years, I just was very low in energy, and I didn't want to do anything, and I didn't understand what was going on. But because I was, because we work with celestial energy, it's almost like, well, where's all the help that I need right now? Like, why are my stars not aligning? So learning about the moon void of course, I take those times to just really reset, and I find myself meditating a lot, or just reading, or just doing like soulful things. and I try not to, most of these, most of the times when the moon is void, of course, in my time zone, or where I live, it happens at night, so I can avoid it. But on days where I check my calendar and the moon is void, of course, and there's, I have a meeting, or I have a client, I usually book around those dates, because
Mm.
I don't have the support of the uh, celestial realm. It's kind of crazy.
Right?
It's always more difficult for me to connect to spirit during those times. I think, I don't know if it's like a mental thing, but it works for me. It works for me. I just have been huge to not like book any readings when the moon is void, of course. So that is moon void Aquarius. But I went in and I plugged the dates, the times, and so you'll get an alert like, oh, but I do have it up now, and oh, so the next time the moon will be void, of course, for Central Standard Time is on Friday the 5th, from 5:40 a.m. to 6:39 a.m. Central Standard Time. Um, I'll be sleeping, so no big thing. Um, but yeah, I've just been using that, and it's been a huge influence in helping me work with energy better. So
Yeah,
that's in the digital daily um, calendar.
I
Um,
love it.
yeah, and
I
then
love it. I love how you integrated everything into like digital calendar. It's so clever. I
yeah,
love
well,
that.
and it's downloadable. You can print it,
Right.
but the personal monthly calendar, the one where you get your personalized reading or energy forecast for every single month, um, you can download and print that as well. But I have links in there where it'll show your what the universal energy of the day is, but it'll also link what your duality is. And when you click on that duality within the PDF, it'll bring you to the page where it shows you um, just different examples of the energy frequencies, high and low, of what you may experience.
Wow.
So if you like to use digital products, like that's one of the things, but it is downloadable. You just wouldn't be able to quickly navigate to find it. But I think once when you become familiar with the energy frequencies, then it's almost like, it's just, it comes, you know it just comes naturally. It was like, oh, it's a universe day one, I better use this energy to the best of what I can get today and get my stuff out there. um
That
but
is so cool. I love that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
And then,
amazing.
yep, and then in this package, the very last thing that I have is a 22 guided meditation, walking you through the evolution of numbers. And as we're walking through the evolutions of numbers, we're diving into the different frequencies and energies that we feel. My whole aim with this meditation is to help to initiate you into the different frequencies of these numbers, so that um, just so you can integrate it into your daily life. Um, and it's just sounds so crazy why I'm so deep into like this practice, but it's just dawned on me that no matter how many times humans evolve, we can find new languages, we create new sounds, we can experience new frequencies, but what will always tie us together are numbers as symbols of our
Mm.
lives. And that's just where I find my deep passion in numerology. So,
Yeah, it shows. It shows.
like,
So
oh my
how
God.
do people can reach out to you? What's the easiest way for people to reach out to you to buy
Um,
these amazing packages? Because I mean,
yeah.
like people are gonna want to buy that. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, that's my whole goal. And so as I mentioned at the beginning of our conversation, I don't know if it was recorded or not, but I was like, um, I've been very interested in Linktree. Um,
Right?
and so I'm learning how to use Linktree, and I'm right now in the process of wondering which platform to sell on.
Mm.
to link that to the link tree. But right now it just has my new Facebook page. Um,
Yes.
and so I have to add the Instagram and the TikTok and everything. But so I will have a link tree that will um, that will take you to all my services. Yeah.
That is so cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing all
Yeah,
of that. I mean,
for
like,
sure.
it's such a great project. I know you've been working so hard on that
Mhm.
the whole year. And I mean, like, you're finally birthing that, and it's just
Yeah.
magnificent. Your baby is
Right.
glowing as you
Yeah.
are.
Thank you. Right as soon as you said birthing, I felt like that tug like I mean, I'm a mom, so I remember that tug, and I was like, yeah, when I create these tools, and these resources, it was really for myself to learn to really feel and integrate the energy frequencies into my life. It's in a sense healed me. It's forever helped me um, find my purpose. Um, and on that note, I think if anyone tunes into our first uh, podcast together,
Yeah.
I won't be renewing my website just because it was so hard to create and so hard to maintain. Like
Mm.
I felt like all year long I was learning how to make it work. Um,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna go with a platform where like I've kind of played around with Etsy or Shopify. Like they have that storefront.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to focus this whole year on learning how to build a website.
Yeah.
I think when the time comes, like, and I might hire someone to do it. But I think for right now, what I've seen that's really fluid um, and neat is Linktree, and I think there's a few other ones, but I'm really leaning towards. I have Linktree up, so I'm going to stay with it.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, amazing. Well,
yeah,
thank you so much for coming again. You're always
no
welcome to come
problem.
here. You're,
I love chatting with you, so
yeah,
it's a pleasure.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to hear all of these amazing things that you have going on. I have been definitely following you on your journey and super excited for everything to come. Um, so yay to us for just
Yes.
shining our own light and um, I mean, we're here to help other people to
Yeah.
shine
And
in their own light and
yeah, and to see the progress that we've made, and
uh,
to see us coming on the other side of all of those struggle and beautiful things as well, and all those mountains and
yeah.
river that we may have crossed.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, such a beautiful feeling, Marigold. Like, yeah, so I'm excited for you and your journey. Super
Thank
excited.
you.
So sending you a lot of love there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate that you're here with me. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share this episode with people you think might benefit from it. If you need support with your lifestyle and well being, feel free to reach out to me. It will be my pleasure to help you with an Ayurvedic consultation. You can go to my website, marigolera.com, to book a session with me. Remember, in the wisdom of Ayurveda, self care is not a luxury, but a sacred responsibility and a journey of nurturing oneself to foster holistic well being. I wish you an amazing rest of your day. Much love to you, and I'll see you in the next episode.